Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Greek ebook before it's gone.
Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Greek. Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Χαίρομαι πολύ. Hi, I'm Chrissy. Pleased to meet you. In this series, we are going to learn basic Greek expressions. It is super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you are going to learn how to introduce yourself in Greek. There are only 2 sentences you need to do it. But first, it is important to clarify that in Greek, there is a difference between formal and informal language. Let's first see how Greek people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Χαίρομαι πολύ. Hi, I'm Chrissy. Pleased to meet you. Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Χαίρομαι πολύ. Start by saying γεια, λέγομαι, then say your name. Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Finally, say χαίρομαι πολύ. Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Χαίρομαι πολύ. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Χαίρετε, λέγομαι Χρυσή Παπαδοπούλου. Χαίρομαι πολύ για τη γνωριμία. Hello, my name is Chrissy Papadopoulou. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Χαίρετε, λέγομαι Χρυσή Παπαδοπούλου. Χαίρομαι πολύ για τη γνωριμία. So what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at this together. Ya has been substituted with the formal greeting χαίρετε, Greek for rejoice. Λέγομαι Χρυσή has not been changed. Λέγομαι stands in both cases for my name is. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Χρυσή Παπαδοπούλου. Here, you would say your full name. Finally, there is one more change to the ending. We added the words για τη γνωριμία to the phrase χαίρομαι πολύ. In informal cases, we can just say χαίρομαι πολύ. Literally, I'm happy or pleased. But in formal cases, it's good to add για τη γνωριμία, which is Greek for the acquaintance. Or in this case, your acquaintance. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Greek is γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή, χαίρομαι πολύ. The formal way to introduce yourself is χαίρετε, λέγομαι Χρυσή Παπαδοπούλου, χαίρομαι πολύ για τη γνωριμία. Now it's time for Chrissy's insights. Greek people usually shake hands when they meet someone, sometimes extremely vigorously. So accompany your introduction with your best firm handshake. And if you're not sure if you have to use the formal or the informal greeting, the informal greeting χαίρομαι πολύ is not considered rude. It is acceptable and used widely even in formal situations. Do you know how we say thank you in Greek? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. Θα τα ξαναπούμε στο επόμενο μάθημα. See you then! Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Hi everybody, I'm Chrissy. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Greek. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Greek. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Είστε έτοιμοι? Are you ready? Ξεκινάμε, so let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It is just one word. Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ means thanks. When saying thanks very much, you just need to add πολύ. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Πολύ means a lot, so ευχαριστώ πολύ is like saying thanks very much. During the last lesson, we talked about both the informal and the formal way of speaking Greek. Ευχαριστώ is a casual way to thank someone. If you want to be more formal, there is another phrase you should use. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ or σε ευχαριστώ πολύ. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ or σε ευχαριστώ πολύ. Let's break this phrase down. The σε or σας before ευχαριστώ πολύ literally means you in the second person singular and the second person plural, which is the form used for being formal in Greek. In the plain ευχαριστώ there is no you included, but here we use it and make the phrase sound more polite. Depending on the formality of the situation, we will use σε or σας. How do you answer? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is τίποτα. Τίποτα. Τίποτα literally means it's nothing, but it is the equivalent of you are welcome. The other way to say you're welcome is the expression παρακαλώ. Παρακαλώ. Literally, this phrase means I beg or please, but it has become a common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So when someone says ευχαριστώ to you, we can simply reply with τίποτα or παρακαλώ. Now it's time for Chris's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use ευχαριστώ or σας ευχαριστώ πολύ, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Ευχαριστώ can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. Do you know what addio means? In our next lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Greek. Addio και ευχαριστώ. Ραντεβού στο επόμενο μάθημα.
Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Hi everybody, I'm Chrissy. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Greek. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying ευχαριστώ. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Greece. Είστε έτοιμοι? Are you ready? Ξεκινάμε, so let's start. The most used informal greeting is γεια. Ya. Ya means hi, hello, or goodbye. We use it when we meet, but also when we leave. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. If you want to be more formal, you need to pay attention to the time of day. The most common phrase is kalimera. Kalimera. Literally, kalimera means good day. However, we may also interpret it as good morning or good afternoon. As a rule of thumb, we can use kalimera only during the daytime, from morning until early afternoon. During the late afternoon and evening, we say kalispera. Kalispera. Espera or spera is ancient Greek for the part of the day after sunset. So kalispera means good afternoon or good evening. Kalimera and kalispera are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we don't say them again. In this formal situation, Greek people use addio. Addio. Addio means goodbye. If you're leaving after around 8 p.m., you can say kalinichta, which literally means good night. Kalinichta. Finally, it is very common in Greek to use the informal hi we introduced in the beginning of this lesson as a parting greeting as well. Γεια. Ya. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Greek. Let's review them all again. When greeting in an informal situation, we say ya. When greeting in a formal situation, we say kalimera or kalispera. When leaving in a formal situation, addio. When leaving in an informal situation, ya. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Chris's insights. In formal situations, Greek people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. On the other hand, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we kiss each other on both cheeks. Don't be afraid to do it with your Greek friends. It's normal. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase «Μιλάτε αγγλικά». Do you already know it? We'll be waiting to talk about it with you in our next Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά lesson. Γεια! Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Hi everybody, I'm Chrissy. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Greek. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Greek. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we are going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you are asking it in Greek, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here is the informal way to say it. Μιλάς αγγλικά. Μιλάς αγγλικά. Μιλάς is to speak, and αγγλικά is English. In Greek, verbs change depending on who the subject is. The word μιλάς is conjugated from the verb μιλάω, which means to speak. By the ending s, we understand this is the second person singular. This is the informal way to say you speak. You will notice that the personal pronoun itself, the word you, is missing. This happens very often in Greek. Because the verb ending changes depending on the subject, you don't need to actually say the subject in order to be understood. To learn how to properly conjugate omega verbs like μιλάω, please look at our Absolute Beginner series on GreekPod101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. We are now going to make this sentence formal. This is done by using the formal version of you, which is εσείς. If we change the word for you, we will conjugate μιλάω differently. It becomes μιλάτε. Everything else stays the same. Μιλάτε αγγλικά. Μιλάτε αγγλικά. Adding συγγνώμη, excuse me, the sentence becomes even more polite. Συγγνώμη, μιλάτε αγγλικά. Συγγνώμη, μιλάτε αγγλικά. The responses you will receive could be one of these three. Ναι, yes. Ναι. Λίγο, a little. Λίγο. Όχι, δεν μιλάω αγγλικά. No, I don't speak English. Όχι, δεν μιλάω αγγλικά. Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to say then or the before the verb μιλάω. Here you can also notice what we mentioned before. The personal pronoun εγώ, that is, I, is not used since the ending of the verb shows that it is the first person. Now it's time for Chris's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Greek people study other European languages, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute αγγλικά with Italica for Italian, Russica for Russian, Hispanica for Spanish, Germanica for German. In this lesson, we mentioned the expression συγγνώμη. But did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, we will learn this and other ways to apologize in Greek. It's never too late to show your good manners with Greek people. I'll see you in our next Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά lesson. Γεια! Γεια, λέγομαι Χρυσή. Hi everybody, I'm Chrissy. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Greek. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase «Συγγνώμη, μιλάτε αγγλικά?» Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word «συγγνώμη», which means excuse me in Greek. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to use «συγγνώμη» and other words when apologizing in Greek. We should use «συγγνώμη» in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, «Συγγνώμη, ένα καφέ παρακαλώ». Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. «Συγγνώμη, πού είναι η Ακρόπολη?» Excuse me, where is the Acropolis? Sometimes we also hear people say «παρακαλώ», which literally means please or I beg, but means the same thing as «συγγνώμη» when you want to draw somebody's attention. We always use this phrase in formal speech. Παρακαλώ. The informal way to say excuse me is με συγχωρείτε. Με συγχωρείτε. Just like συγγνώμη, we can use με συγχωρείτε when asking a question or when apologizing. All of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a different phrase. That phrase is λυπάμαι. It means I'm sorry or I'm sad and can be used in both formal and informal situations. Λυπάμαι. Like in other cases we have seen, the verb λυπάμαι, I'm sad or I'm sorry, is used without the personal pronoun εγώ, I. By just saying the verb, the listener understands you are talking about yourself. Now it's time for Christy's insights. Please remember that in Greece, if you accidentally bump into someone, you don't say, I'm sorry, λυπάμαι. Instead, we say συγγνώμη, excuse me, or με συγχωρείτε, forgive me. Are you able to count in Greek? In the next lesson, we will learn the numbers in Greek from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in our next Ελληνικά σε 3 λεπτά. Θα τα ξαναπούμε στο επόμενο μάθημα.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Φεύγουμε για δουλειά.
Δεν τρώμε κάτι πρώτα.
Όλο το ξεχνάω. Στην Αμερική τρώτε το πρωί. Εδώ δεν τρώμε πρωινό.
Καλά. Τρώω κάτι αργότερα στο γραφείο.
Περίμενε λίγο. Δεν τρώμε πρωινό, αλλά καφέ πίνουμε.
Now you will hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Φεύγουμε.
We leave.
Τρώω. Τρώτε. Δεν τρώμε.
I eat. You eat. We don't eat.
Πρώτα.
First.
Ξεχνάω.
To forget.
Πρωί.
Morning.
Πρωινό.
Breakfast.
Αργότερα.
Later.
Περίμενε.
Wait.
Λίγο.
A little.
Πίνουμε.
We drink.
Καφές.
Coffee.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Φεύγουμε για δουλειά.
Δεν τρώμε κάτι πρώτα.
Όλο το ξεχνάω. Στην Αμερική τρώτε το πρωί. Εδώ δεν τρώμε πρωινό.
Καλά. Τρώω κάτι αργότερα στο γραφείο.
Περίμενε λίγο. Δεν τρώμε πρωινό, αλλά καφέ πίνουμε.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Πέτρα, δεν ήσουν στο σπίτι εχθές?
Στο σπίτι ήμουν. Γιατί?
Σε πήρα τηλέφωνο και δεν απαντούσε.
Όλοι στο σπίτι ήμασταν. Περίεργο.
Καλά, δεν ήταν κάτι σημαντικό.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Ήσουν.
You were.
Εχθές.
Yesterday.
Ήμουν.
I was.
Γιατί?
Why? Because.
Απαντούσε.
He, she, it answered.
Ήμασταν.
We were.
Περίεργος.
Strange.
Καλά.
Well, anyway.
Ήταν.
It was.
Κάτι.
Something.
Σημαντικό.
Important.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Πέτρα, δεν ήσουν στο σπίτι εχθές?
Στο σπίτι ήμουν. Γιατί?
Σε πήρα τηλέφωνο και δεν απαντούσε.
Όλοι στο σπίτι ήμασταν. Περίεργο.
Καλά, δεν ήταν κάτι σημαντικό.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Πέτρα, είχες χρόνο να διαβάσεις το mail που σου έστειλα?
Δυστυχώς, δεν είχα καθόλου χρόνο. Είχα πολλή δουλειά με το άλλο project.
Α, ναι, σωστά. Είχατε και το meeting εχθές. Πώς πήγε?
Ναι, πολύ καλά. Η Δανάη είχε μερικές πολύ καλές ιδέες.
Now you will hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Είχες.
You had, singular.
Διαβάζω.
To read.
Στέλνω.
To send.
Δυστυχώς.
Unfortunately, I am afraid that.
Είχα.
I had.
Καθόλου.
At all, as in, not at all.
Άλλο.
Other.
Σωστά.
Correct.
Πάω. Πηγαίνω.
I go. I am going.
Είχε.
He, she, it had.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Πέτρα, είχες χρόνο να διαβάσεις το mail που σου έστειλα?
Δυστυχώς, δεν είχα καθόλου χρόνο. Είχα πολλή δουλειά με το άλλο project.
Α, ναι, σωστά. Είχατε και το meeting χτες. Πώς πήγε?
Ναι, πολύ καλά. Η Δανάη είχε μερικές πολύ καλές ιδέες.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Την προηγούμενη φορά που ήμουν στην Ελλάδα, δεν ανέβηκα στην Ακρόπολη.
Πήγες όμως στο Ηρώδειο.
Ναι, είχε μια συναυλία κλασικής μουσικής. Ήταν πολύ ωραία.
Πέρασε πολύς καιρός από τότε.
Now you will hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Προηγούμενη.
Previous.
Φορά.
Time. Iteration.
Ανέβηκα.
I climbed.
Ακρόπολη.
Acropolis.
Πήγες.
You went.
Ηρώδιον.
Odeon of Herodes Atticus. Near the Acropolis.
Συναυλία.
Concert. Show.
Μουσική.
Music.
Ωραία.
Nice. Lovely.
Πέρασε.
Past.
Καιρός.
Time.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Την προηγούμενη φορά που ήμουν στην Ελλάδα, δεν ανέβηκα στην Ακρόπολη.
Πήγες όμως στο Ηρώδειο.
Ναι, είχε μια συναυλία κλασικής μουσικής. Ήταν πολύ ωραία.
Πέρασε πολύς καιρός από τότε.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Να ο φύλακας, εκεί στην άκρη του φράχτη.
Να τον ρωτήσουμε γιατί έχει μουσαμά επάνω σε αυτό το άγαλμα. Λες να ξέρει. Ο ξεναγός δεν ήξερε.
Μάλλον είναι για να το προστατεύει από τον ήλιο.
Στην Ελλάδα. Τσάμπα κόπος.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Φύλακας.
Guard,
Άκρη.
end,
Φράχτης.
fence,
Ρωτάω.
to ask,
Μουσαμάς.
tarpaulin,
Άγαλμα.
statue,
Ξεναγός.
tour guide,
Μάλλον.
probably,
Προστατεύω.
I protect,
Ήλιος.
sun.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Να ο φύλακας, εκεί στην άκρη του φράχτη.
Να τον ρωτήσουμε γιατί έχει μουσαμά επάνω σε αυτό το άγαλμα. Λες να ξέρει. Ο ξεναγός δεν ήξερε.
Μάλλον είναι για να το προστατεύει από τον ήλιο.
Στην Ελλάδα. Τσάμπα κόπος.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3. Learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
In this video, you'll learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Greek. Hi everybody, my name is Stefania. Welcome to the 800 Core Greek Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Greek. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at GreekPod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Greek. Okay, let's get started. First is σκύλος, dog. Σκύλος, σκύλος, dog. Ο σκύλος σου είναι αυτός? Is that your dog? Ο σκύλος σου είναι αυτός? Γάτα, cat. Γάτα, γάτα, cat. Αυτή η γάτα είναι πολύ φιλική. This cat is very friendly. Αυτή η γάτα είναι πολύ φιλική. Hamster, 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 hamster. Στα hamster αρέσει να κοιμούνται την ημέρα. Hamsters like to sleep during the day. Στα hamster αρέσει να κοιμούνται την ημέρα. Ζεστός, warm, ζεστός, ζεστός, warm. Τον Μάιο ο καιρός είναι ζεστός και ηλιόλουστος. In May, the weather is warm and sunny. Τον Μάιο ο καιρός είναι ζεστός και ηλιόλουστος. Βροχή. Rain. Βροχή. Βροχή. Rain. Περπατάω στη βροχή. I'm walking in the rain. Περπατάω στη βροχή. Ντομάτα. Tomato. Ντομάτα. Ντομάτα. Tomato. Έκοψα μια ντομάτα. I sliced a tomato. Έκοψα μια ντομάτα. Φράουλα. Strawberry. Φράουλα. Φράουλα. Strawberry. Μ' αρέσουν πάρα πολύ τα milkshake με γεύση φράουλα. I love strawberry milkshakes very much. Μ' αρέσουν πάρα πολύ τα milkshake με γεύση φράουλα. Κεράσι. Cherry. Κεράσι. Κεράσι. Cherry. Το νέο μας σιρόπι για τον βήχα βγαίνει τώρα και σε ευχάριστη γεύση κερασιού. Our new cough syrup now comes in a pleasant cherry taste. Το νέο μας σιρόπι για τον βήχα βγαίνει τώρα και σε ευχάριστη γεύση κερασιού. Παιδί. Child. Παιδί. Παιδί. Child. Αυτό το παιδί είναι ενοχλητικό. This child is annoying. Αυτό το παιδί είναι ενοχλητικό. Φίλος. Friend. Φίλος. Φίλος. Friend. Είσαι ένας καταπληκτικός φίλος. You're an awesome friend. Είσαι ένας καταπληκτικός φίλος. Ενήλικας. Adult. Ενήλικας. Ενήλικας. Adult. Αν είσαι ενήλικας, πληρώνεις ολόκληρο εισιτήριο. If you're an adult, you pay the full ticket. Αν είσαι ενήλικας, πληρώνεις ολόκληρο εισιτήριο. Ποδήλατο. Bicycle. Ποδήλατο. Ποδήλατο. Bicycle. Έχω ένα κίτρινο ποδήλατο. I have a yellow bicycle. Έχω ένα κίτρινο ποδήλατο. Αυτοκίνητο. Car. Αυτοκίνητο. Αυτοκίνητο. Car. Αγόρασα μία κουκούλα αυτοκινήτου. I bought a tarpaulin for the car. Αγόρασα μία κουκούλα αυτοκινήτου. Μοτοσικλέτα. Motorcycle. Μοτοσικλέτα. Μοτοσικλέτα. Motorcycle. Έχω ένα αυτοκίνητο και μια μοτοσικλέτα. I have a car and a motorcycle. Έχω ένα αυτοκίνητο και μια μοτοσικλέτα. Σκούτερ. Scooter. Σκούτερ. Σκούτερ. Scooter. Τα σκούτερ είναι αργά. Scooters are slow. Τα σκούτερ είναι αργά. Βάρκα. Boat. Βάρκα. Βάρκα. Boat. Ο άνεμος έριξε τη βάρκα στα βράχια και την τσάκισε. The wind threw the boat on the rocks and crushed it. Ο άνεμος έριξε τη βάρκα στα βράχια και την τσάκισε. Μέδουσα, jellyfish. Μέδουσα, μέδουσα, jellyfish. Υπάρχουν μέδουσες μέσα στη θάλασσα. There are jellyfish in the sea. Υπάρχουν μέδουσες μέσα στη θάλασσα. Αστακός, lobster. Αστακός, αστακός, lobster. Ο αστακός είναι στον βράχο. The lobster is on the rock. Ο αστακός είναι στον βράχο. Καβούρι, crab. Καβούρι, καβούρι, crab. Μου αρέσει το φρέσκο καβούρι. I like fresh crab. Μου αρέσει το φρέσκο καβούρι. Χελώνα, turtle. Χελώνα, χελώνα, turtle. Είμαι θελοντής σε μία οργάνωση για την προστασία της θαλάσσιας χελώνας. I'm a volunteer at an organization for the protection of the sea turtle. Είμαι εθελοντής σε μια οργάνωση για την προστασία της θαλάσσιας χελώνας. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at GreekPod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! Γεια χαρά!
Hi everyone, Stefania here. Welcome to another video where I'll teach you 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Let's start. Είναι διασκεδαστικό και εύκολο το να μάθεις ελληνικά. Greek is fun and easy to learn. Είναι διασκεδαστικό και εύκολο το να μάθεις ελληνικά. Greek is fun and easy to learn. I don't think Greek is an easy language to learn, but if you do, then good for you. Εκτός από τα ελληνικά, μιλάω και μερικές άλλες γλώσσες επίσης. Apart from knowing Greek, I can speak a few other languages as well. Εκτός από τα ελληνικά, μιλάω και μερικές άλλες γλώσσες επίσης. Apart from knowing Greek, I can speak a few other languages as well. For example, you can say, μιλάω αγγλικά και ισπανικά. I speak English and Spanish. Some other languages are Πορτογαλικά for Portuguese, Ιταλικά for Italian, Γερμανικά for German, Ρωσικά for Russian, Αραβικά for Arabic, and Kinesica for Chinese. These are just a few examples. If you want to know how to say your language in Greek, just leave a comment below. Κατάλαβα εντελώς όλα όσα είπες. I completely understood everything you said. The next phrase is κατάλαβα εντελώς όλα όσα είπες. I completely understood everything you said. In this sentence, you can also skip endelos and say κατάλαβα όλα όσα είπες. I understood everything you said. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά εδώ και 10 χρόνια. I've been learning Greek for 10 years. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά εδώ και 10 χρόνια. I've been learning Greek for 10 years. Although 10 years sounds like too much, I think it is not an unusual amount of time to reach fluency in Greek. I think it took me 8 to 9 years during my school years to learn English, which I considered an easier language than Greek. And all that while I was getting a lot of exposure to English through music and movies. Perhaps you don't know that, but in Greece, foreign movies and shows never get dubbed. They get subtitles unless they are intended for very young audiences. So you can always hear English on the TV or on the radio. If I remember correctly, for most of my school years, I was doing lessons once or twice a week. Maybe if I had done a super intensive course, like every day for 4 to 5 hours, I would have learned much faster. My point is that if you want to reach Greek fluency, you need to dedicate a lot of time, one way or the other. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά μόνος μου. I'm learning Greek all by myself. Let's move on to the next phrase. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά μόνος μου. I'm learning Greek all by myself. If you're a woman, you can say μαθαίνω ελληνικά μόνη μου. I don't think I could ever learn a language μόνη μου. I like being in a class with a teacher and classmates, but some people manage to learn things on their own, which is amazing. I wish I had the discipline it takes to do that. There's so many languages I would like to learn. Μου πήρε μόνο έναν χρόνο για να μάθω να μιλάω άπτεστα. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Μου πήρε μόνο έναν χρόνο για να μάθω να μιλάω άπτεστα. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. People will get very impressed for sure if you manage to do that. We Greeks consider our language to be quite difficult to learn. Μπορώ και αποστηθίζω γύρω στις 50 νέες ελληνικές λέξεις την ημέρα. I can memorize around 50 new Greek words a day. Μπορώ και αποστηθίζω γύρω στις 50 νέες ελληνικές λέξεις την ημέρα. I can memorize around 50 new Greek words a day. That is a lot. Μπορώ να βλέπω ελληνικές ταινίες χωρίς υπότιτλους. I can watch Greek movies without subtitles. Μπορώ να βλέπω ελληνικές ταινίες χωρίς υπότιτλους. I can watch Greek movies without subtitles. If you can do that, then congratulations, you are fluent, my friend, and you don't need me anymore. Σε 3 χρόνια θα μιλάω ελληνικά σαν να ήταν η μητρική μου γλώσσα. I'll speak Greek like a native speaker in 3 years. Σε 3 χρόνια θα μιλάω ελληνικά σαν να ήταν η μητρική μου γλώσσα. I'll speak Greek like a native speaker in 3 years. Sounds like a big challenge. You think you can do it? Έχω μάθει να τραγουδάω τον εθνικό ύμνο. I learned how to sing the Greek national anthem. Έχω μάθει να τραγουδάω τον εθνικό ύμνο. I learned how to sing the Greek national anthem. Do you know the title of the Greek national anthem? It's called Hymnos εις την ελευθερίαν, meaning hymn to liberty or hymn to freedom, and it was written by the poet Dionysios Solomos and was put to music by Nikolaos Manzaros. When sung, the anthem consists of 2 stanzas, or verses as they call it in music. Although normally the poem consists of 158 stanzas, making it the longest in-text national anthem in the world. I bet you didn't know that. So there you have it. 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. I hope you found the lesson interesting. Can you think of some other phrases that could amaze a Greek? If you do, leave them in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and visit GreekPod101.com to learn more. Γεια χαρά!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1. Surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2. Learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3. Speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4. Practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another video and one of the most important videos of GreekPod101.com. Today we'll talk about the 25 most popular phrases that we use in Greek. So pay careful attention because you will need them.
Yeah. Hello.
Number 1. Yeah. 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 Hello.
Kalimera. Good morning.
Number 2. Kalimera. 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 Good morning. Greece.
Kalispera. Good afternoon.
Kalispera. 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 Good afternoon. Good morning is from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. From 12 until the sunset is Kalispera, and from the sunset and after, it's Kalinichta. But you are not saying to someone good night when you meet him, you tell him when you are leaving. Okay? Easy or confusing?
Καλό βράδυ. Have a good evening.
Καλό βράδυ. Καλό βράδυ. Have a good evening or have a good night.
Πώς σε λένε? What's your name?
Πώς σε λένε? What's your name? Πώς σε λένε? Πώς σε λένε? Yes, you in the corner. What's your name?
Με λένε I'm.
Με λένε. Με λένε. I am. I'm. And your name. Με λένε Εμμανουήλ. I'm Emmanuel. Με λένε Emmanuel. Emmanuel. In Greek edition, Emmanuel. In Latin edition or in worldwide edition, Emmanuel. This is how they know me.
Χαίρο πολύ. Nice to meet you.
Χαίρο πολύ. Χαίρο πολύ. Χαίρο πολύ. Χαίρο πολύ. Nice to meet you.
Τι κάνεις? How are you?
Τι κάνεις? Τι κάνεις? Τι κάνεις? How are you? How are you? Easy.
Είμαι καλά. Ευχαριστώ. Και εσύ? I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Είμαι καλά, ευχαριστώ. Και εσύ? Είμαι καλά, ευχαριστώ. Και εσύ? Είμαι καλά, ευχαριστώ. Και εσύ? I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Παρακαλώ. Please.
Παρακαλώ. 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 Please. Now, παρακαλώ, it has two ways of using it. Παρακαλώ, please do this for me. Θα μου δώσεις το αμάξι παρακαλώ. Θα μου δώσεις το αμάξι παρακαλώ. Can you give me the car please? Or you welcome that you put it as παρακαλώ. It's okay, it's nothing.
Ευχαριστώ. Thank you.
Ευχαριστώ. Thank you. Ευχαριστώ. 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 Thank you.
Ναι. Yes.
Ναι. 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 Yes. You will give me the car.
Όχι. No.
Όχι. 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 No. Usually you hear it from people that they are in bad mood. Usually they say yes. Don't worry. Especially when you are in summer holidays in Greece.
Ίσως. Maybe.
Ίσως. 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 Maybe.
Εντάξει. All right.
Εντάξει. Εντάξει. All right. Okay. We'll do it. Εντάξει.
Με συγχωρείτε. Excuse me.
Με συγχωρείτε. Με συγχωρείτε. Excuse me. Με συγχωρείτε.
Συγγνώμη. I'm sorry.
Συγγνώμη. 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 I'm sorry.
Τι ώρα είναι? What time is it?
Τι ώρα είναι? Τι ώρα είναι? What time is it?
Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Where is the restroom?
These phrases are must. You have to learn them. Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Where is the restroom?
Μισό λεπτό. Wait a moment.
Μισό λεπτό. Μισό λεπτό. Μισό λεπτό. Wait a moment. Wait a moment.
Πόσο κάνει αυτό? How much is this?
Πόσο κάνει αυτό? Πόσο κάνει αυτό? How much is this?
Μπορώ να έχω το λογαριασμό παρακαλώ? Could I get the check please?
Μπορώ να έχω το λογαριασμό παρακαλώ? Μπορώ να έχω το λογαριασμό παρακαλώ? Could I get the check please? Could I get the check please?
Συγχαρητήρια. Congratulations.
Συγχαρητήρια. 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 Congratulations.
Τα λέμε αργότερα. See you later.
Τα λέμε αργότερα. Τα λέμε αργότερα. Τα λέμε αργότερα. See you later. Alligator.
Αντίο. Goodbye.
Αντίο. 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 Goodbye. And that's the end for today. The top 25 phrases in Greek. These are the standard phrases that you will need, for sure. Hope you enjoy this video. Have a nice day, have a nice evening or morning, no matter what is the time over there. And if you want to learn more, subscribe in GreekPod101.com and see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye from Greece.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Greek ebook before it's gone.